you're not being overprotective when you advocate for your child during the holidays. You're being a good parent. Holiday memories matter more than perfect behavior. Your child will remember feeling safe and supported way longer than they'll remember any specific tradition. I'm Jenny Scherson, ex-special educator turned dyslexia interventionist. It wasn't so long ago that I, too, was overwhelmed by balanced literacy versus structured literacy, education speak, and everything in between. Fast forward after many, many hours of self-driven education, and you'll see I've built a thriving dyslexia practice helping students from age 6 to 18. My specialties? Working with the quote-unquote difficult, almost always 2E, student, and breaking down the complexities of dyslexia into everyday language strategies and action steps. Can we talk about the holidays for a second? Because if you have a struggling reader or a child with dyslexia, the holidays can feel like navigating a minefield. On one side, there's all the magic and joy of family time. On the other, there's Aunt Susan asking why your bright child can't read, Grandma suggesting they just need more practice, and your child melting down because their routine is completely disrupted. If you've ever dreaded explaining your child's reading difficulties at a family gathering, or if you're wondering how to handle the upcoming school break without losing your mind, this is the episode for you. So here's the thing. You're not being overly protective when you set boundaries around your child's needs during the holiday. You're being strategic. And by the end of this episode, they'll have some real frameworks for handling those awkward family conversations, plus a plan for managing school breaks that actually support your child instead of stressing everyone out. So let's start with probably the hardest part, explaining dyslexia to family members who either don't get it or think they get it, but really don't. First, you need a super simple explanation ready to go. I'm talking 30 seconds max. So here's the framework: what it is, what it's not, and what actually helps. Something like, dyslexia is how their brain processes language differently. It's not about intelligence or trying harder. It's neurological, like being left-handed. What helps is understanding and the right kind of specialized instruction. Short, factual, done. Now here's where it gets real. Let's prep for the comments you're definitely going to hear, because I promise you, being ready with responses is going to save you so much stress and protect your child. When someone says, but they seem so smart, and they will, here's your response framework. They are smart. Dyslexia affects how they decode written words, not their intelligence. See what we're doing here? We're separating intelligence from reading struggles because your child is smart, and dyslexia doesn't change that. For the just keep practicing or they'll need to read more crowd, this one drives me crazy, by the way. Your framework here is practice matters, but they need a specific type of instruction. It's like practicing piano with the wrong technique. More practice without the right method doesn't actually help. When you hear, all kids struggle with reading at first, your response separates normal learning curves from actual dyslexia. Try something like, some struggle is typical, but dyslexia is a specific difference in how the brain processes language. That's why specialized reading intervention matters. And my personal favorite, they'll grow out of it. Deep breath, your framework. Dyslexia doesn't go away, but with the right support and strategies, people with dyslexia can be incredibly successful. We're focused on getting them those tools. But here's what I really want you to hear. You don't owe everyone a detailed explanation. You really, really don't. Have a framework for when to engage and when to exit. Ask yourself, is this person genuinely trying to understand, or are they arguing, minimizing, giving unsolicited advice? That answer tells you whether this conversation is worth your energy. So here's a pro tip. Find your allies ahead of time. Talk to the family members who get it before you show up. Ask them to help redirect conversations or step in when Aunt Susan, and she will, starts up. Sometimes hearing the same information from Uncle Mike makes it stick way better. Okay, so now let's talk about school breaks, because your child struggling with reading needs some structure. but they also desperately need an actual break from academic pressure. So what do you keep and what do you let go? Well, here's what to maintain. Sleep schedules as much as possible. The dyslexic brain works so much harder during regular daily activities. When sleep gets disrupted, everything falls apart. Processing, emotional regulation, all of it. Maintain some basic daily rhythm. I'm not talking rigid schedules here, but maybe you always eat breakfast together, or there's a quiet time in the afternoon, or a bedtime routine that stays the same. And keep some reading exposure, but make it fun and zero pressure. Audiobooks during car rides to grandma's house? Perfect. Reading holiday books together? That's great. Letting them read whatever they want with no comprehension questions? Even better. Now, here's what to release during the breaks. Formal homework and worksheets. Their brain needs a break. Your brain needs a break. If teachers assign holiday homework, and some do, have a conversation about modifications or, and I'm going to say it, don't do it. Just don't do it. I said what I said. No pressure reading or timed activities. No, let's practice sight words between Christmas cookies. If they want to read, that's awesome. If they don't, that's okay too. Skip the educational games disguised as fun. Board games are fabulous. I love them, but don't churn every single activity into a stealth learning opportunity. Sometimes fun should just be fun. And please give them a break from comparisons with siblings. If their sister is reading chapter books under the Christmas tree, your child doesn't need to be doing the same thing. They might be building with Legos, drawing, or listening to audiobooks, all equally valuable. There is middle ground though. Reading street signs or restaurant menus while you're out? That's fine. It's natural and functional. Holiday crafts that happen to practice fine motor skills? Absolutely, if they're genuinely enjoying it. The key is following your child's lead in energy level. They'll tell you what they need if you're watching. So now let's get real about what overwhelm actually looks like during the holidays. First, sensory stuff. Holiday gatherings are loud, bright, and crowded. Many kids with dyslexia are also more sensitive to sensory input. What feels festive to everyone else might feel like an assault to their nervous system. Then there's the social fatigue. Following conversations in noisy rooms, reading social cues, navigating group interactions, all of this takes extra mental energy for many struggling readers. They burn out faster than other kids. Schedule disruptions hit hard when your child relies on predictability. Different meal times, later bedtimes, new environments, it all adds up. And then there is the academic pressure during family visits. How's school? What are you reading? What are you getting in ELA this year? Even well-meaning questions can feel like spotlights on their biggest struggle. Sometimes, despite your best planning, things become too much. Having emergency strategies ready makes these moments manageable instead of traumatic. Before you go anywhere, have an exit plan. Know how you'll leave gracefully if your child gets overwhelmed. Maybe that means having your own car, setting time limits up front, or having a code word that means we need to go now. When you arrive somewhere new, scout the quiet spaces immediately. Bedrooms, bathrooms, outside areas. Show these to your child when you first get there so they know where they can retreat. Have reset techniques ready to use. Simple breathing exercises you've practiced together, small fidgets in your pocket, or check-in phrases like scale of 1 to 10, how you doing? And build in recovery time after difficult interactions. Don't schedule back-to-back gatherings. Plan quiet time at home. Have comfort foods ready and let them decompress. Again, you're not being overprotective when you advocate for your child during the holidays. You're being a good parent. Holiday memories matter more than perfect behavior. Your child will remember feeling safe and supported way longer than they'll remember any specific tradition. The holidays don't have to be perfect. When we protect our children's emotional energy, we actually create space for real joy and connection. If you're feeling overwhelmed by all of this and you need more support navigating your child's dyslexia journey, not just during the holidays, but year round, check out my Together Through Dyslexia mentorship program. It's 6 months of working together to get you the clarity and strategies you need. You can find all the details at literacyuntangled.com. Until next time, bye-bye. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Literacy Untangled. If you loved this episode as much as I did, head on over and rate and subscribe so you never miss an episode. If you want to continue the conversation or share your takeaways, head on over to our Instagram at Literacy Untangled and comment on your favorite part. I can't wait to hang out with you again soon. Bye.